นี่นะคะผลงานที่ออกมา so this is a ready cook that for our Thai Sour Turmeric Soup.
We are going to make Thai Sour Turmeric Soup today, and I would really like to recommend you to find this spice, which is I found it very good. Even though I live in overseas, and when I go back to Thailand, or even I ordered it from Amazon or something, if you can do that. And this is the one that I recommend for the Thai Sour Turmeric Soup. In fact, the spice, we can do it very easy as well if you're Thai, because in fact it is only a shallot and chili, fresh chili or dry chili, and with a little bit of chili paste. And because I always like this soup, it's vegetable and fish and seafood, whatever seafood you have, prawn, fish, and it's very simple to do. This one is it's complete and it's easy just with the powder in this sachet, with the hot water and prawn or fish that you have and vegetable. So this product is from Roti. We call Roti menu here, and in Thailand it's a Kang Som. Kang Som will not contain the coconut cream. So in fact the direction here is very simple. Ingredient, you can use shrimp, cauliflower, or any vegetable that you have. Today I also didn't use the cauliflower, but I have some other vegetable in my kitchen. So, and what it says that shrimp, cauliflower, a leaf of Chinese cabbage, which is I have, and 500 ml water, and one sachet of this Roti menu turmeric soup. What I have done is, and the direction is very clear here. You can see that you boil the water and you add Roti, which is this flavor, the whole sachet, and once boiled you can add shrimp, cauliflower, and Chinese cabbage. In general, you add the seafood, prawn, or those. And this one particular, it is for fish, but not pork or others. So seafood like fish and prawn and so on. And then when you boil the water, you add Roti here in, and after that, you follow with vegetable that you have. Simmer until cooked through and serve. It's very simple. So this one is say for 3 to 4 person, but you see what I'm doing now. What I prepare already, the boiled water, I boil this water, and I have fish, which is white fish. So when the water is boiled, I add this sachet, one sachet, which is, it's in here. In fact, it's already empty. It's in there. And then when you wait until it boils, then you add shrimp or fish in there and let it boil without touching anything, because otherwise the flavor of the fishiness will come out from the whatever fish or prawn, shrimp you put in. So I let this one boil for a while already. And what vegetable that I have, you can also close it, but not totally close, just put it like that. And the vegetable I prepare here, which you can see, I prepare the Chinese cabbage and cabbage. So it cut into a bite piece. This is a cabbage. This is a Chinese cabbage. In the sachet, recommend the cauliflower or any vegetable, in fact, that you have, like but it got to be a little bit hard vegetable, not the type of the salad. But the most recommend is, you can find it very easy for the cabbage and Chinese cabbage. This is the cabbage that I use, which is white, which is good. for you that if you have a heart problem because it doesn't contain the greenish, which is chlorophyll, which is that greenish in the vegetable, it will help. It will make the blood thicker. But all the white vegetable is recommended for the people who have a heart problem, such as this cabbage. And this is a Chinese cabbage that I use. I take few leaves and then I cut at this bottom part to make it, because upper here you can also use it. I usually use it for salad. So I will cook. I use only this one to cook. But if you want to add the color, you can have a morning glory. I have it in my garden too, but today it rained. Maybe I'll cut it later and we'll put it to make a little bit of the color. So I think I probably should do that. So when this one cook for like this one is, I think it's probably like 5 minutes already, 5 or 10 minutes already. So I will look a little bit how it looks, the fish. Try to not touch it. And I think it's good enough. So what you can do is, in this point, after like 10 minutes, for this fish in the soup, boil like that, you can just add the vegetable on top. I will add a lot of vegetables. All the vegetable that I prepare, quite a lot. But the trick is that what I'm going to do is cover it. So, but now it's totally covered. And then I will simmer the flame. And I will leave it probably around 20 minutes. I will go and cut some morning glory in the kitchen, in the garden, and then I will add a little bit more on the top, and we'll come back to see how is vegetable dissolved into the soup. And frankly, you don't need to add anything in that soup at all, because I try many times, and then when I go back to Thailand, I usually bought this one like a dozen and dozen. This trip I come back with 2 dozen of this sachet of the spice, because I found it convenient and the taste-wise is really good. I hope that if you like the Thai Sour Turmeric Soup, you can find it in Thailand. And if you want a little bit more flavor, you can add a turmeric powder or those. In Thailand, people who have a pala, which is a fish stock like that, and then it will be nice too. But I keep that one for next menu. นี่นะคะผลงานที่ออกมา so this is a ready cook that for our Thai sour turmeric soup. This one with the vegetable that I mentioned earlier. So I just put it up like this. So I got some morning glory from my garden a little bit that I add into the soup as well, and the Chinese cabbage, and this is a regular cabbage. So you can see from here there's a Chinese cabbage and regular cabbage with white color. The green one, this is what I add into the soup, and those fish. I would recommend that if you want, you can fry the fish first with a little bit of salt and fry it until it's crispy, and then you can use it for the soup. Because I found that if I don't fry the fish, the meat will be a little bit soft, and it depends on how you like it. But most of the restaurants in Thailand now, I can see that when I go back to Thailand, most of this soup, the restaurant will fry the fish first and then they will cook it with the soup, so the fish still can contain its body to be nice and crispy and so on. But it really depends how you like it. But traditionally, we don't fry the fish first. We just use the fresh fish and put into a soup as a stock first, and to get that sweetness and so on. But if you fry it, the sweetness of the fish will disappear. But for restaurant-wise, it's better because they can fry the fish first and keep it for a few days or so on. So this is what I most recommend it if you would like to have a Thai food sometime, and it's a different kind of the spice which is not so many people, I mean that Thai people know this soup, but not so many foreigners who live abroad will notice about this flavor of another dish in Thailand. But this is most recommended. And if you want to eat it by itself, fine, which in fact I did, and sometimes I also add the glass noodle instead of rice, which is fine as well. It depends on how your preference. And for this clip, I think it will be useful for anyone who loves Thai food and don't know how to do this type of curry. It's interesting and it's tasty, and it does make you miss Thailand a lot. So am I. So enjoy your meal and see you next time with a different kind of dish that I will present to you all. Have a nice day.